Hello, this is Creative Ends Platform and you are welcome to my channel. Today I'm making a reverse version of body pleated turban. You know, the body pleated turban, you need to rule out the lines you will use and then you begin to sew it inward. But what I'm going to do today is going to be a reverse of that pattern. But to achieve this, I will need a little bit of material that will be more than what I normally use for the body pleated turban. So the width of this material is 28 and then the length is about 41. That's because of what I intend to do. So remember, when you are sewing your body pleated turban, you rule out the lines that you will be sewing on. So this is just like a reminder of how we go about the body pleated turban, ruling out the lines on the back of the fabric and sewing out at least a quarter of an inch or even less than quarter of an inch to create the body pleat. So for this very one, we don't need to rule because we are going to be sewing on the front of the fabric. That's the right side of the fabric. That's where we are going to be sewing on. So we don't need to rule out the lines for that. You just carefully use your own imagination to fold at least 1 inch of fabric inward and then sew at least half an inch here. So as you watch the video, I'll keep doing the explanations and I hope you will be able to follow. It's the same way we sew the body pleat, but just that I will be sewing on the right side. On the right side, the end of this uh, project is very beautiful, so I will encourage you to keep watching the video and do not skip. Just watch to the end. I believe you have something to learn from it. All right, so please, if today is your first time stopping by Creative Ends Platform, I want to say welcome to you. And also I want to say thank you to all my returning subscribers. Thank you for always being here. All right, so I'll continue with the video. Remember, I said we are sewing on the right side of the fabric and I am folding at least 1 inch and then sewing about half an inch of that 1 inch. So I need to get the pleats very close to each other. You know, while we're doing body pleats, you can do 2 inches and then you just use quarter of an inch to sew. So there is a little bit of distance in that one, but for this particular project it has to be very close to each other. So you are just folding 1 inch in, then sewing out half an inch. What we are sewing out is going to act like a pleat, like when you do the normal pleat that you use for the base. It's just going to look like that, but this time in a smaller form. And by the time I finish this project, actually I love the outcome and I also hope that you will also love the outcome. All right, so it's just I'm going to also have this fall at the back very well. It's just the same pattern. So this is the back now, which is supposed to be the front if we are doing body pleat, and then that part that used to be the back is now where we'll be serving as the front for this project. All right, so just keep watching the video, and if there be any need for me to do further explanations, I'll come up to do that. But for now, I encourage that you just watch the video to the end. So to sew the loop on it, I will advise that you make it very loose. Do not drag it too tight. Just make it very free before you sew it. So don't make it too tight, so that the pleat can be kind of free a bit. So when you are sewing the loop, just like give it space. Just give it space. Don't drag it until the whole fabric becomes so tight inside before you close the loop. So if you look at what I have now, you can see how free the loop is looking and how relaxed it is. So it will help to add to the beauty of the turban. And then finally, I'll be closing the turban up with about a 10.5 inches. And then remember, I always say you only use that 10.5 inches for the beginning. That's not what you go through. So after sewing the 10.5 inches, you are expected to move your sewing to the edge of the entire fabric so that you can get a good drop. So if you look at this cap now, you see the pleats, you see how beautiful it is looking. Of course, this is the back of the turban, which is supposed to be the front, assuming I'm doing the normal body pleat. But since I turned it, I reversed it, this now happened to be the back instead of the front. All right. So that you get a good drop, you have to like move your sewing to the edge. If you look at this turban now, you see the drop is so beautiful, it's so perfect, it's so lovely. So if you don't really want it to drop too much, you can also reduce your sewing. Instead of moving to the entire edge, you can just move it to a reasonable part and sew. But for me, I love having this beautiful drop on my turban. And if you look at this one now, it is dropping very well, dropping very well. I'm not adding anything to this turban today. I'm not adding any form of design. It's not because you cannot add designs to it, it's because I chose not to add designs to it. The only thing I'll be putting on this turban is just an embellishment, which will help me to like give a little bit of transformation to the black and make it look beautiful. So you can just see what these patches have done to this turban, how it has just helped me to transform this turban from what it was to what it is now. So it's so cool, it's so beautiful. I do hope you love today's tutorial. I just want to say thank you. If you are yet to subscribe, please do, and I'll see you